So today's topic will be sorting techniques. Why this sorting is used? What is this sorting? First, let's understand that and then we'll proceed with learning the options available in sorting the data. Sorting means arranging. Arranging means you can arrange that in ascending order or descending order. It can be a text, number, or a date. Why should we arrange? Arranging the data is actually for readability. That means if you go to any drop downs, you can see it will be alphabetically ordered so that you can go and check the names easily. It can be employee's name, it can be a place name, a location name, a city name, or a product name. So it will be very easy for us to search a name or say the date if it is arranged properly. So for this purpose, we actually use this sorting techniques so that the data is arranged in a proper order and it will be more easy for me to read. Let's go inside and we'll see how we can use sorting techniques. Keep in mind, the sorting can happen in three different values. That is, one is text, a number, and date. There are more other ways. I'll explain that later. When I say text, that means I have this text. When we come to this text, it will be alphabetically say sorted. If I say number, then again it will be sorted by ascending or descending order, that is highest number or the lowest number. When it comes to your date, this will be like latest date or the oldest date. Let's come to this text. Now if you go and try to sort this, it will be like A to Z or Z to A. Let me select the data. When you're sorting, make sure that you'll select the table like this. Just move your cursor to the first cell, hold Control Shift, down arrow and right arrow. That also you can do. But go to this data and here I have something called a sort here. The shortcut key is Alt DS. Anything you can use, or I can go to this data and I can use this sort. I'll get one window like this. This is for sorting. First, let's understand the options available here. We have something called as add level, delete level, copy level options, and then my data has headers. What is this level? Level is nothing but what you see here, the columns or the fields, what we are sorting. Let me delete this. See, I don't have any levels now. I can add any number of levels here for sorting my data. That is depending on the number of columns here. Let me say add one level. By default, one level will be there. Just to show you guys, I just deleted it. Say add level. If I click here, it says sort by, and I'll get all the column names here, the column headings, what you see here, the table column headings. Suppose if I remove this, my data has headers. Remove this, you will get the column that is on top what you have here. Say view, say headings, say data, and I'll say sort. If you go here, see, I'll get the column headings here, say column B, C, D, like this. If you are doing like this, even this column header, what is there, this one, the table header, that also will be sorted. What I'll do is, always when you feel that there is a heading for every table, I'll say my data has headers and I'll select this. And then I'll get all the column names here. Let me select this region. Now what I'm sorting is the records or say rows here. Come to this sort on. When I say sort on, here it says cell values. That is depending on these values I'm trying to sort. If I click here, see, I have different options here. I'll explain all this. Now what you're doing is on cell value. Now if you go here, it says A to Z or Z to A. That means ascending or descending. This A to Z is because I've selected a text field here. Let's say A to Z and I'm selecting this region. If I say OK, see, the first column will be sorted in ascending order. This is one level. Now let me go here and say sort. I want to sort the next level by product. If you go and check this, the product is not actually sorted properly. Only the region is sorted. Now I'll go to this sort and I'll say add level. Now here I'll select product. First level is region, second level is product. Here again I'm saying A to Z. I'll say okay. See, first region is sorted, then next the product is sorted. See, if you keep scrolling down, then once this region is done, if we come to the next region, say after east I'm having this north. See, again I have this glue gun. That means the sorting first level will happen based on region. Within this region the products will be sorted. Then after that again, next region, within that the products will be sorted. Now if I add one more level, let's say I'll add customer type. See, when I say add level, this got added somewhere in the middle. For me, the level should be region, product, and customer type. You don't have to delete this and again do anything like this. Here I have this sort. Here I can move the order. See, move up or move down. Just select the level which one you want to move up or down. See, if you want to move this up, I can select this and say move up. If you want to move this down, select this and say move down. See, it will go down. Now this again I'm saying A to Z. I can change this to Z to A. So this will be ascending and this will be descending, that is Z to A. If I say okay, first level will be on region, then product, then customer type. That means within this product, within this glue guns, first all the customer type will be sorted, and then again it will go to next product and the customer type will be sorted. That means depends on the level the sorting will happen. This is for the text. Let's come to number. I'll select the data. It's the same data. I'll go to this sort and here I'll say my data has headers. Here I'll select a column with number. Let's say units. I will select this units. Now if you observe this, it changes from A to Z to smallest to largest or largest to smallest. The reason is this is a number. Here I cannot have A to Z because this is not text. This is number. Largest to smallest or smallest to largest. Depending on how the sorting should happen, I'll select the option here. If I say smallest to largest, that means the smallest value will come on top, largest value will come down. See, like this. Usually, when I take the sales, let's say I'll take the sales. The sales, I want to see the highest number here. Rank will go with smallest to largest. So it depends on the data. I'll use this smallest to largest or largest to smallest. Let's say largest to smallest. On this sales, the largest value will come on top. This is for number. Let's go to date. Let me select the table, sort. Now I'll say date. Now just observe, this will become oldest to newest or newest to oldest. If I say oldest to newest, the oldest date will come on top. If I say newest to oldest, newest date will come on top. If I say okay, see, 25th January 2016 is the latest date in this table. So I'm getting this on top. Fine. This is for text, number, and date. Now the question is, should I have to do only text, only number, date? It's not like that. You can sort with all the combination. Let's say first for me, I want to sort it by region. Then I'll add one level. Then within that I want sales. Then I'll say date. Let's say I want first region, then date, and then sales. We'll make it as A to Z, then date, oldest to newest, and then sales, largest to smallest. Like this also I can sort, so that here first it will sort the region. Within that region, I'll get the date, and then in that date, within that date, the sales will be sorted like this. Go here, see. First east, then it is sorted based on this date, see. Like this. This is the date, first Jan. If you can see here, see, the largest number is on top till this Jan. Then again, the highest number will come because it is second Jan, like this. This is for the values, the cell values, what you see here. Let's go to this color. I can sort the data by color as well. Again, when I say color, there are two kinds. One is the font color, other one is cell color. Let me select this. I'll say sort, and here I'll go and I'll select the column. Let's say product. Now don't say cell values. I will say font color, because here I'm trying to sort font color. If you say font color, it will give me all the colors in that particular column. If I select, say, cell color, I'll not get anything because it is not shaded with cell color. It is font color. It will give me the different colors of this font. I will select, let's say, this green on top. I'll say, okay, see, all the green will be sorted in the beginning. Let's go to this sort. Here, I'll say, add level. Again, one more level will be added here. Again, I'll go here, product, and say font color, and I'll be selecting a different color, and I'll say on top. Instead of this, I can also copy this level. See, I'm doing the same, say level, but just changing the color. I'll click on this copy level. See, level is copied, and here I'll select this color. Now if you scroll down, see after green, I'll have this red. Fine. Let's go and check if I can sort this cell color. Sort. Now the cell color is in different field. I'll say sales rep. So here I'll not get the font color. Here I have only this color. So I'll go here. I'll say cell color and I'll try to change these colors. Let's say I want this blue on top. Here I'll say sales rep, cell color, and I'll say I want this color to be after this blue. Say okay. See, go and check this. See, will get sorted by colors as well. So you can sort the data either by cell value or by colors as well. Next example. The 4 examples what we saw here, 4 or 5 examples, this was actually sorting the records like this. That is top to bottom. Now, let's say I want to sort the columns. If you see here, I have so many columns here with different years. Let's say it says 2010, 2001, then 11, then 3, 4, 5, then again 9, 7. It is not sorted properly. One way I can sort the column is I can cut this and I can move this, or say, cut, paste. So many things I can do here, which is manual. I don't want to do like that. Let me take an option of sorting it such a way that, like what I did this records, similar way I'll sort this columns as well. So what I'll do, I'll go here. Let me select only those columns to be sorted. These are the headings, say these are the main headings, so I'll not sort this. Let these 2 columns be as is. I will select these columns and I'll go to data and I'll say sort. Just observe, when I say sort, I have to go to this options now. By default, it will be top to bottom. The one what we did with these 4 or 5 examples previously. Now I'll select this left to right so that it will sort the columns here, that is left to right like this. Say okay. When I say okay, this my data has got headers. This will be disabled because now I'll not have the headers. I'm just trying to sort only the columns. Now if you go here, instead of the column headers, it will give me the row number that is here. See, it says row number 7, 8, 9. Since I want to sort this based on this data, I'll say row 7. And here it is a cell value. Here also I can sort by cell color, font color. If you have these options here, you can do that. Now I can select smallest to largest or largest to smallest. Let's take largest to smallest and I'll say okay. See, 2011, 10, 9, 8, 7. It will get sorted like this. This is for sorting the columns. And what we did here was sorting the rows. Let's come to one more example. This example, we are trying to sort the list, whatever the drugs we have here. See, I have some drugs here. I want to sort this. Let me sort it. I'll say sort, and here I'll say option. Let's sort this left to right. Here I'll say row number 7. I'll say A to Z. Say okay. If I do this, it is sorted based on alphabetic order. Fine, my task is done. But my requirement is not that. My requirement is I want the columns to be sorted in this order. The reason is it can be like based on rank or based on production or whatever. But the client wants the column to be sorted in this order. And if you check this, this is not sorted in ascending order or descending order. It is randomly, it has been given here like this. If you want to do that, what you have to do is, first we'll create a list. This we have discussed in our previous session, how to create the list. So what we'll do, we'll create one list. I'll go to this file and say options, advanced, Scroll down, here I'll have this edit custom list and I'll say import. If you say this, I'm getting the list here. I'll say OK and say OK. The list is done. Now let's go back. Let's select all the columns and I'll say sort. I have this A to Z, Z to A. This is what we used to do. But now instead of these two options, I will select this custom list and I'll select the list what I've created. Say OK and say OK. See the list what we have here. The data will be sorted based on the list what we have created here. Let me go here. I'll say Alt ES. I'll take this value and say transpose and see. See, it is sorted. This is for sorting based on custom list. So I can sort based on rows or columns. One is I can sort based on rows or columns. Then I can sort it based on text, number or date. Then we have this color, and then we have this custom list. So these are the sorting techniques what I can use for arranging my data. Right. Let me take one more example here. This is not the only way what I can sort. Let me show one more example. Right. Just observe this. I have a data here. How many data are there? 36 records are there. Now my requirement is I want to add 3 blank rows in between this. So one way what I can do, I'll go here, select these 3 records and I'll do it manually like this. Keep inserting manually. But this is not the right way. How many times you'll do? There are 36 records. If you're doing this continuously, it will take a lot of time. But somehow if you manage to do it is fine. But what if there are 1,000 rows, 10,000 rows? Then it will become very difficult for us to do it manually. Time consuming as well as it is a boring job. But how to do this? One is you have to write a macro. But we have so many techniques without macros also we can do this. How to do this? Just observe. Just by a simple sorting method, we can do the task what I just mentioned. So what to do? First, we'll just put a serial number like this. Say 1, 2, 3 till wherever I have. What does the requirement says? It says 3 blank rows. Now let me select this. I'll copy the serial number what I created and decide how many rows I need to insert. Say we decided to insert 3 rows. I'll paste it once. Then again I'll go here below that again I'll paste it once again and then I'll paste once again. That means 3 times I have pasted. Let me select the complete table now from here till this. Now what I'll do is, let's go on top. This column is there, right? I will say data sort and then I'll take the column which I've inserted just now. I'll say smallest to largest and say OK. If I just sort it, what will happen? The blank data what I had given, this 1, 1, 1 which was there, this will come on top with these records, means this blank records. So what will happen? It will make us feel that as if 3 blank rows has been created. Now if you scroll down and see everywhere it is inserting 3 blank rows. Now the formatting is not there. You can just copy this and then I can select it till on top and paste the formats. That's it. My task is done. Then after doing the task, just remove this data. Finish. So likewise, I can use sort for inserting blank records like this as well. This is just a trick I'm telling. It's not that always only arranging the data we can use for these kind of options or say tasks as well. This is for sorting. Again, I'll repeat. Sorting means arranging of your data, that is ascending or descending. The sorting can be done based on the text, number or date, and the sorting can be done based on colors. That is, when I say colors, it can be a font color or it can be a cell color. Sorting can be done row wise or column wise. and also I can do the sorting by custom list. Okay, so these are the sorting options what I have. Next one we'll see the filtering techniques. Let me select this. Filtering. Filtering means you're slicing the data. Means whatever data I need, I'll just filter. I can copy and paste it somewhere. Let's assume that here I want to filter only West. Let me select this, say data, and I'll say filter. I'll get some buttons like this. If you can see here, a small arrow kind of button will come. If I click on this, I'll get the selections here. So what to do in this column, what all unique values I have, I'll get that. See, now suppose if you want to select only West, I'll click on this. Only West will be filtered now. See, fine. I want to filter a product that is glue guns. Select this. See, only glue guns and West is filtered. So further, I can still filter like this. So I'll go here and say Galaxy. So I can go here. I can just select this filter. So it goes on. So I can keep filtering the data till wherever the records I need. I can use it for my purpose. Now I can copy this and paste it somewhere, or I can just do some analysis on this. So many things I can do. But filter means you're just trying to filter the data like this. That is based on text, number, or date, like what we did for sort. So what we did, we filtered data for text. Let's go and see for numbers. Let me select, and here I'll say data. Here I'll say filter. Now let's see how we can filter numbers. I'll click on this. Here also I'll get the selection. Let's say I want to filter 10, 11, 12. I'll say okay, fine. But not always the numbers can be filtered like this. I want a range. So from this number to this number, or say from 100 to 200, 100 to 500. In that case, what I have to do is go here. Here I have something called as number filters. See, this is one way. Otherwise, I'll go to this number filters, and then I have so many options here. Let's say I want between. When I say between, is a range. Let's say I want the data to be filtered from 100 to 125. I can specify. Say okay. See, all the values between 100 and 125 only will be filtered here. This is one way. Suppose if you want more other ways, you can go here. You can check, say greater than. Let's say I want to have greater than 400. See, all the units which are above 400 will be filtered here. So you can use all the options available here. See, between, less than, greater than, equals to, not equals to. Right. Let's go to date. Date is actually used to filter the dates. Let's select this, and here click on this filter. I'll get this filter icon. We have this date here. See, let me click on this. I'll get an option here. See, 2016. Let me remove this. I want only January data. Click on this. Say okay. See, I'll get only Jan data. Let me click here. I want only March data. That is 2016. I'll get only March data. This is by selection. Now I don't want like this. I want a range of date, or say the date which is greater than some date. Then I can go to this date filters, and here I have so many options which I can select. Say I want today's date to be filtered. So what we'll do quickly, I'll just add today's date. You know the formula, that is equals today. I'll just say equals today. This will give me today's date. Let me copy this and I'll paste it in few places. I'm just trying to paste today's date, that is equals today. In some place, I'll say +1, that means tomorrow's date. Paste it. And in some places, I'll make it as -1, that is for yesterday's date. Just to show you guys how I can select today's date, yesterday's date, and tomorrow's date. See, now I have today's date, yesterday's date, and tomorrow's date as well. Now we selected something else. See, I added 2020, that is today's date, yesterday's date, and tomorrow's date. You click here, see, It shows only April because I have only that data. Now if you go here and say 2020, all the data for 2020 will be here. See 2020, I'll get here. Now let me click here, go to data filters. I'll say I want to filter today's date. See, just click on this today, only today's date will be filtered here. Say tomorrow, if I have tomorrow's date, say tomorrow. Let me go here and I'll say yesterday, I'll get this date yesterday. Say for example, tomorrow I need to send some link to someone. Say I have some 15 students. I want to send a link tomorrow. So I don't know. I've just given an appointment saying that okay, for these people for tomorrow's date, I have to filter and send the mail. I can go here instead of going and mentioning all the date. Say date filters. Say yesterday, today. Here you have this next quarter, previous quarter. Say last quarter is previous quarter, this quarter, next month. So all these you can actually select here, and immediately I can filter the data as well. This is for date. Like what we did in the previous example, say text, number, date. Similarly, for filters also I can use text, number, and date. I can also filter the data by color. Let me select this, say filter. See, now here I have this font color. Go to this filter by color. See, I can filter the data by color. I want to filter by cell color. See, filter by color. I have this cell color like this. So you can filter the data by colors as well. Let's come to this top, bottom. Here, the top and bottom, what it will do is I'm filtering the data. So till now, specific number of say records we used to filter based on text, number, or date. But here, let's assume that I want to filter top 10. Top 10 values, say top 10 sales, or say top 20 sales, top 15 sales. Then what I'll do, say filter, select this. Now don't go to any of these numbers or say this one here equals to, less than, or something. Directly we'll go to this top 10. If I click on this top 10, it will give me a window where it specifies whether I need a top or bottom. Anything I can take. If I say I want top 10 or say top 20, anything you can mention. Let's say for example, I'll say top 15 and I'll say okay. See, what it will do is it will filter the top 15 values in this particular range. See here, it says 15 of 3,456 records. So here, one more thing I want to discuss. When I filter based on top 10, the data is actually not sorted. It will just filter, that's all. If you see here, see 12450, then here I'll have bigger number than that. See here. This is what confusion many people will have. If we sort based on top 10 or say by top or bottom, but they think that it will get sorted. No, it will not get sorted. It will just filter based on the data available in the column and it will just give me the value. It will not sort. Fine. The next we have subtotal. Subtotal, I tell you, we're doing some analysis. Say I want the total only of West. In the previous examples, or say in previous sessions, we discussed about the sum ifs, count ifs, or say average ifs or something. There I used to put a formula, say only for West, I'll do the total. But there are some easy ways as well. Now, for example, whatever data I'm trying to filter here, I should get total for only that filtered data. In that case, how will I do? Say, for example, I'll go here, I'll put, say here, sum equals sum, and I will take a complete total. See, I'm getting this value. Let me filter this data, and I'll say filter. Now, if I go and filter only West, it will still give me the same value. Let me go here and filter glue gun. See, you filter, it will still give me the same value. But for me, what I need is whenever I filter the data here, the total of that filtered data only should come here. So what we'll do is for that we have a function called as subtotal. I'll tell you what the subtotal will do. First we'll work on that. Say subtotal. It will ask for the function. There are so many functions here. Let me select sum. See, the parameter number is 9. say tab, comma. It will ask for the reference, that is the range, like what we took for sum. Close bracket and say enter. Can you see this? Both have got same total, that means subtotal and sum, both have got same total. Let me select the range. I'll put a filter here and let me try to filter the data. Let me go here. I'll filter this region. Where is region? We'll select test. See, it got changed. Let me filter product. Let's take glue guns. See, let me go here. I'll filter. You keep filtering depending on the filtered data. The total also will be keep changing here. Let me select your units. So I want all the units which are greater than 450. See, I got only 3 records. Let me select this and check. It says 34,776. If you go here, it says 34,776. So subtotal, what it will do is it will give me the total of the filtered data. If you want to know the number of records, we can use count as well. Say equals count A, sorry, subtotal, and here we'll select count A, that is 3. Here the index number is 3. I will select the range and say enter. I have 3,456 records. If you go and select this 3,456 records, let me filter this, try to filter the records. See, it keep giving me the filtered records here. Let me select how many records are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, 7 records like this. You can take average or say count A. So whatever functions we had, for that I can put subtotal, and each function will have its own parameter. You can just go here and check and put that parameter and you can get the calculations. This is normal filters. Let me go here and show you some interesting thing in advanced filters. So whatever we saw now was just filters, that is normal filters. I'll apply one filter and then take the data. Now what I have here is the advanced filters. I'll show you what these advanced filters will do. There are some situations where I need to filter the data, copy and paste somewhere. Every time what I'm doing when I'm filtering the data, I'm going to each column and say keep filtering it. Instead of that, what I can do is I can mention the columns and say, okay, this is what I want to filter in this column. This is what I want to filter in this column. I can mention all the values which I need to filter at one shot and then try to give advanced filters, and the complete selections, whatever is there, will be filtered and will be pasted somewhere else. How this will happen? First, we'll see how we can do it in a simple way, and then we'll go for complex filters. Let's say I want to filter this Quebec region. Just I want to filter this Quebec region. So what I'll do, the normal filter, I can go here, I can say Quebec done over. But if you want to do that, filter and then paste it somewhere, what I'll do is let me copy this and I'll paste it on top. What is this table? I'll tell you. Let me just delete this and I'll show you how this table can be created. This we have created. See, when I'm actually working on advanced filters, I need to have one table which is called as criteria table. What is this criteria table? That is nothing but the column headers, whatever I have, I'll just copy this and I'll paste it somewhere here. Let's say I'll just paste it here. This table, what is there? It should be similar to your criteria table. So for that, instead of typing, what you do is always have the habit of just copying and pasting, right? This is my criteria table. That's it. I can put any number of records here. Now let's say I want to filter Quebec region. I just put this, copied and pasted here. Let me try to filter this. So what I'll do, let me select this, go to data. Here, previously we did these filters. Now I'll say advanced filters. If I click on this advanced filters, it will give me one window, and here it says filter the list in the same place, like what we did previously in the same place. Copy to another location. That means I will be copying the filtered data to another location. This another location, you cannot do it for another sheet. It should be within the sheet, anywhere, any other place. It lasts for list range. Let me remove all this. See, it lasts for the list range. The list range is nothing but the table where I'm filtering. This one. Let's select this table. Criteria range. Criteria range is nothing but the one table what we created here. Let me select this and I'll select the complete table like this. See, heading and the data which I need to filter, and then I'll say copy to. It will ask where should I copy the data. See, I'll go here, select somewhere here and say okay. What it will do is it will take this value, filter the data, and then it will paste here. See, it pasted all the cubic region. Let's go back. Let's see the question. What does it says? Display values for sales achieved by Andrews or Jardine. We'll come to this example or operator. First, we'll see how to use copy this Jardine and I'll put it here. Quebec and Jardine as ref. Let me select this and I'll say advanced filter. The same selection. Let me do it again. And then criteria range. See, I'll select this criteria range. So previously I selected only region. Now I added Jardine also. Now I'll say copy to another location. So I'll put it just next to this so that it will be easy for me to compare the filtered data. I'll say okay. Done. Now let's scroll down. Scroll towards my right hand side. What happened? Okay, let me just delete this and check Quebec and Jardine. If it is not there, I'll not get the data. Let's go and check. See, Quebec. We don't have Jardine here. We'll take Howard. So you understood. So when I say Quebec and Jardine, this Jardine is not there in this Quebec, so I'm not getting any data. So what I'll do, I'll take this guy, Howard, and I'll put it here. Now let's do the same task. Advanced filters, select the range. Then we'll go to this criteria range. I'll select this and then copy to another location. Let's go here. I'll select this range. Say okay. Let's go and check. See, now I got the data. So this advanced filters, what it will do is it will take one range. It lasts for criteria range. The criteria range will have all the options where I need to filter within this table. After giving the advanced filters, either the data is filtered within this say range itself, or I can copy and paste. Now we'll see how I can filter within this place itself instead of pasting it into another location. See, it says filter the list in same place. I will select the list range. I'll go here and I'll say criteria range is this one. I'll not mention copy to another location. Let's say okay. See, it filtered within that place itself. It is not copying now. If you give copy, then only it will copy and paste to another location. Fine. Let's go to another example. So this is already created, this criteria range. So don't get confused. If you want, you can just delete this and create it again. Okay. So no problem. It's already created so that it will be easy for you to understand, right? Okay. What we did was to filter region and rep together. Now here it says display values for totals sales greater than 500 achieved in Alberta region. First, we'll do one example. Sales greater than 500. So what I'll do, sales is this one. I'll say greater than 500. Let's do this. Go to this data, advanced filters. Let's say copy to another location. I will select the range and then I'll say criteria range is this one. Here I have only one say criteria, so I have to select only this. Just because this is formatted, don't go and select like this, you'll not get the result. Select this and then copy to another location. I'll select this cell, say okay. If you go here, the data is filtered here above 500. This is above 500. But the question was what? In Alberta region. Now what I did, only greater than 500. Now let me take this Alberta and I'll put it here. Now we'll work again. Advanced filters, copy to another location. I'll select this list range and then I'll say criteria range. It's better to always select again so that you'll not miss anything. Go here and I'll select this. Say okay. Now let's go and check. Can you see this? In this, I had so many regions. But here if you say I have greater than 500 with region Alberta. So this is how you can use the options. You can put so many options here. You can mention with rep here, then again which item, units, everything you can put at one shot and you can filter it instead of going to each column and filter. Let's go to another example. What does it says here? It says display values for sales achieved by Howard or sales in Quebec region. Howard, this guy will take and I'll put it here. Quebec, I'll take this and we'll put it here. Let's go to the first example. Can you see this? This is what we did. Now if you go and check this, I'm getting here Howard and then Quebec. But what I want here is, what does the question says? Howard or sales in Quebec region. Here it is mentioning it as or. That's why I just didn't mention, I didn't do that here. I just want to show you here. Or operator means it can be either Quebec region or it can be Howard, the rep Howard. That means all the Quebec should be given. With that, all the Howard, it can be in any region, should be filtered and it has to be pasted. Whenever you see this or operator, do not give in the same row like this. What I have to do? I have to put this in second row and this I'll delete like this. It should be in two different cell, means the row. Quebec or Howard. If it is Quebec and Howard, so if you go and check this, this is Quebec and Howard. If you go and check here, I'm getting only these two records because here both should match. But here it's not like that. Here it can be Quebec or it can be Howard. Let's see how the result will come. Let me go to this filter, sorry, advanced, copy to another location. I'll select the list and then I'll say criteria range. Let me select this two rows now because I have two rows here, and then copy to another location, select here and say okay. See, all the Quebec will come. Wherever Howard is there, that also will come. Now Howard is there only in Quebec, so I'm getting only these two records. If Howard was there in any of other regions, so that also will come here. That means OR operator will give me all the records. And operator, it should match these two and these two only. Because of that only, in the first example, you used to get only these two records. Fine. Let's go to another example. Here it says display value for sales where sales between 500 to 1000. That means between 500 and 1000. There is one more. It says sales less than 100. So in this case, I told you AND operator means it should be in the same row. So what I'll do, here I'll say greater than 500. But here it says and less than 1000. But here I cannot give the option like this. In one cell I can give only one criteria. So what should I do? What I'll do is I'll copy this column and I'll paste it here like this. Here what I'll do, say less than 1000. Now we'll go and say advanced, copy to another location, list range, and then criteria range. Let me select this criteria. Here I have only one row. Then I'll say copy to another location. I'll just select this cell, say okay. See, all the value between 500 to 1000 will come here. Let's go back and see there is one more criteria, or sales less than 100. Now this is OR operator. I told if it is OR, it should be in a different row. Then what I'll do, I'll just take it here. I'll say less than 100. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to put all the criteria to be filtered in my criteria table, and I'm trying to filter it. Otherwise, I have to go here. Every cell I have to keep on filtering it. Now let's do this again. Advanced filters. Copy to another location. Though I've selected this already, it's a good practice to select it again. See, here previously I selected only one row. Here I'll select both the rows now. Copy to another location. I will select this one and then I'll say okay. Now let's go and check. See, here Let me sort this. I'll say sort it by total sales, smallest to largest. Can you see this? From less than 100 means from 86, it is actually giving me less than 100 values. Then one more criteria was 500 to 1000, which is giving me these values. This is how you can filter multiple criteria here. Next is like a wildcard. I want to filter all the data which is ending with SON. Let's say I have some data here which ends with S1C Thompson. Let me create some more here. I'll make it as Johnson. I'm just creating more records. Here I'll say Johnson. Enough. So few records are there here where I need to filter the name ending with SON. How to do this? So what I'll do, I'll go here. I'll say star. Star is nothing but it's a wildcard. Wildcard means any characters. It can be any characters. And here I'll say SON enter. Let me go here and we'll do the same task here. Advanced, copy to another location. Then I'll select the entire range, criteria range. Let me take this. And then I'll say copy to another location here. We'll select and then say okay. Let's go and check. So here Johnson, Thompson. This is wildcard. Okay. Let's go back. One more example. This is little interesting. Let me take this headings. What does it say? It says display value for item PEN in the adjacent table. That means here I want to filter all the pen. That is only pen. But if you go and see this, I have pencil and somewhere I have this pen set. So many things are there, but I want to filter only pen. Let me mention this pen here and I'll try to filter. I'll say data, advanced, copy to another location. I'm selecting this range and then say criteria range. Let me select this and I'll say copy to another location. Let me go here and select this, say okay. Let's observe the data what it has filtered. See, pencil, pen, when pen set, everything is filtered. But for me, I wanted to filter only pen. How to do in this situation? Let's go back. What I'll do is I'll say equals pen. Just observe if I say equals pen and say enter, I'll get this name error. You can remember in the previous session in errors in my formulas, we learned about name error. That means the function name. In the previous session, we discussed what is this name error. That is, it is trying to think that this pen is a function because I've given equals. This will get converted into formula. How to avoid this? What we should do is you have to give a single quote. Let me just show you. I'll put on single quote like this. The single quote, what it will do is it will convert any value to text. Whether it can be a number, it will convert to text. Whether it's something like this, a formula or something, it will convert to text. Now if I say enter, see, it becomes equals pen. Now we'll try the same selection. We have copy to another location, select this, and I'll say criteria range. Let me select this, and I'll say copy to another location. We'll go here and say okay. Let's see the output now. This is the previous output, which has given all the pen, pencil, pen set. Now let's go and check. See, only pen is filtered. So whenever you are trying to filter data with multiple criteria, try to use this advanced filters. For advanced filters, I have to create one criteria range. To create criteria range, you just have to copy this table header and put it. It's not that always on top. You can keep it anywhere you want, anywhere within the sheet. I'll go here. I can keep it somewhere here as well. Don't think that I should always keep it on top. If you keep on top, it will be easy because you can relate the columns here. Otherwise also no problem. And once the data is filtered, you can either select to filter within the range itself, within that location itself, or copy to another location. But keep in mind the copy and paste whatever is there, the pasting option, whatever is there, this will be within that sheet itself. It will not go and paste in other sheet. If you want to paste it in other sheet, just do this, copy this. Now I can copy this and paste it in any sheet I want. So to summarize, the advanced filters will actually help me in filtering multiple criterias. We will take a criteria range, and depending on the criteria mentioned in the criteria range, the data is either filtered in the same location or I can copy and paste in another location. Okay, so this is all what we have for the day. Hope you all understand this. Okay, so next session we'll be learning more interesting things, that is about formatting of your data, that is number formatting, conditional formatting. That is still more interesting things that we'll be discussing in our next sessions.